There we go. Hello, Cooler.
Hello, Ruby.
Hi, I'm Ruby from DottyDelightful.com. I'm an artist and zine maker, and this is my business bestie.
Thank you, bestie. I'm Kula Shine. I'm an artist and spiritual intuitive, and it's our absolute pleasure to welcome you to our weekly catch up and drop in and just chit chat for like-minded people who just want some company or some inspiration or a little bit of upliftment. Yeah.
Oh, you've got something floating near you then.
Did you see that?
it?
Oh,
Yeah, did you see it?
I'm sorry, it just went over my head.
It did.
Well, interestingly enough, we've decided today just to make a change, didn't we, Rubes? Oh, look at me going bright red. I don't know what's going on. I don't know when I'm going to get used to it. We decided today I'm just going to do a couple of little card pulls just as a kind of a lift off, because Ruby and I were both feeling in the UK here it's been what we call miserable weather-wise. This week it's been drizzly. It just everyone you speak to, everyone's browned off, which is another probably something that doesn't translate very well across the pond, but it just means a bit fed up with it. Because you just can't do anything, you get soaking wet, it's a bit cold and blah, blah. So we were feeling a bit like that. We've had a lot of sort of indoorsy things, which both of us, like to get out and about a little bit. Well, you more than me, but I like to stand in the garden. But anyway, we were thinking if other people might be feeling similar, then this chat is a really important place to be, because you could just chill and be with good vibes. But also we thought we'd pull a card just to see if there's anything that can kind of, lift our spirits and help us to be a bit more buoyant. So, are you ready? Right, so we've got Louise Hay and the angel cards. I'm going to do the angels first, okay?
Okay.
Oh, that just jumped out, so we'll have a look at that in a second. So just for anybody who's interested, when I'm pulling cards, and this might go for you too, Ruse, but feel free to chime in. I say a prayer up to those that love and support me, guides, loved one helpers, to the wiser power, the intelligence of the universe, to source, creator, and love. At the end of the day, it's about love. And just help us to hear what is most going to serve us and humanity at this time. Okay, I'm just going to cut the cards. The angel of willingness. I thought that's quite good, because because we felt so tired, we could have easily have said, let's pass this week. But we were like, no, we want to show up. We are willing. We are willing, aren't we, Rubes?
We are.
I am happy. My actions are being orchestrated by my soul. Willingness is the ability to use our will with love and wisdom. Love turns our actions into a voluntary one through the heart, and we begin to love what we do.
That's nice.
Wisdom shows the direction through clear vision. In that way, willingness brings total happiness.
That's
beautiful,
lovely.
isn't it? I am willing.
Yeah.
It's just about saying yes sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because like you said, we could have easily said today, let's just not do it.
Yeah.
No, let's just not. But we want to show up for us, but we also want to show up for the people watching as well.
Absolutely. I'm just going to quickly have a quick glance at those ones that hopped out all by themselves right at the beginning. Oh, flipping heck. And I think this is just telling us who's with us. The angel of light and the angel of blessing. And you can't go wrong, can you, with those?
Wow, that's so nice.
I am blessed in many ways, and I bless all that I have. The divine light of my soul flows through my being right now.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
That's so lovely.
Right, and then lastly, let's do the Louise Hay, and then we tie it all together.
Okay.
Maybe with a bit of a chin wag. We'll see how we go. Because we've also got art projects we want to crack on with, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to pull one for you, Robes, first.
Oh, okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I choose to believe that everyone is always helpful. Therefore, wherever I go in life, people are there to help me.
Oh,
each person is part of the harmonious whole.
That's nice.
Now, what's really interesting is we were saying how tricky it can be when you're neurodiverse to people a lot. It can be really, really hard. And some weeks, just the way it works out, you end up seeing people every day. And I know, like, for people who don't work at home, who have to go to an office, I don't know how they do it all day, every day.
I don't know how to do it either.
But all that peopling is really hard. And so this is like kind of a reminder that, you know, everyone's part of the whole, everyone's part of the blessing.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. Okay, now one for all of us, everyone watching, just a little message to help us on our way, a bit of upliftment, bit of joy, maybe some clarity. That would be nice. I nearly went into a whole spiel then about all sorts of things. Okay. I am open and receptive to new avenues of income.
Oh.
I now receive my good from expected and unexpected sources. I am an unlimited being, accepting from an unlimited source in an unlimited way. I am blessed beyond my fondest dreams.
Yay! That's
so we've been double blessed, guys.
Yeah.
Double blessed.
They're lovely. Just to let you know, Q, the dog's coming now, so your door's open in case it gets drafty.
Oh, let me go and shut that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've shut that. Okay. Thank you for that meeting.
And you do readings, don't you, Kula? You do readings to people. If anybody wants to do readings.
It's a strange thing because I feel like, and I know this is kind of niching down a little bit and getting a little bit particular, but I feel like the readings that I offer are really for people that are already exploring the spiritual path. You know, you need to be somebody that's already asking the questions, because if you're coming in from nowhere, from nothing, a lot of what I say will probably just be gobbledygook for you, because do you know what I mean? Even though it's coming from spirit, there's certain terms or phrases, and it's not to say you need to know all the things before you come, but you just need to be open and you need to be willing. You need to have a willingness, just like we were just saying. So
because it is like a different language, isn't it, almost, when when you start talking and going into this spiritual kind of world, it is a different language. And I know, 10 years ago, if I'd have listened to somebody, I'd have been like, what are they on
about? Yeah, but also because your own language changes so very much once you start sort of awakening your own understanding of the world. Because if you're coming from a place of, for example, EastEnders language, because that's what you were raised with, or that's what you've been trained into by society and all those sorts of things, to suddenly kind of being responsible for yourself and what you're putting out in the world and all those sort of things can be quite shocking, can't it?
Definitely.
And when you can't blame and moan and I mean, don't get me wrong, we moan all the time. Look at last week's video if you want to see moaning. But what I meant was, like, you have to take responsibility for your own circumstances and for your own joy and for your own love, like we've said before.
Yeah, definitely, because there's a difference, isn't there, with moaning and then staying in the moan and being in that energy of the moan. But there's a difference between moaning and then coming up with a solution, or going, hang on a minute, have I even eaten today? Have I moved my body? Have I had enough to drink? Do you know, do I need a little nap?
Yeah.
And then realising what you actually need. And it's
not self-care.
Yeah, sometimes it's not even about the thing you're moaning about, is it?
Oh, not at all. Once you actually get underneath it. I just want to show you, Rose, what I'm using. So I'm going to be just doing a mixed media thing. I'll tell you about it in a second. You tell me about yours, yeah?
Okay.
And so this is a book of musical scores.
Oh, look at that.
You know how we love our vintage. And this is Patience. And they've made a cover to protect it. Remember how we used to have to cover all our books in
with wallpaper and stuff?
Wallpaper, and then it got into sticky black plastic. I mean, ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, you imagine how we decorate our books now if we had to cover them from school.
Whoa. That'd be so good, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be well good. Yeah, I used to love that. Used to love having to decorate our books.
Yeah, and cutting the corners. My mum was very good at that. Doing those micro corners.
Was as well.
Well, I suppose your mum must have been a bit creative, because you are.
She was super creative, but she didn't have any confidence in herself, bless her. But
Oh,
she used to make things. So when she'd sharpen pencils, she'd use all the pencil sharpenings and draw
yeah.
ladies in crinoline gowns and stick
Oh,
all the pencil
yes.
sharpenings on like dresses.
Oh,
And she used to paint stones and yeah, all sorts of stuff.
did she?
But she didn't. I don't think she ever believed in herself really, which is
It
a
never
shame.
sort of got anywhere, got out there.
No, because well, she was too big. She was a single mum, and
Yeah,
she worked two jobs. And do you know what I mean? There wasn't, I suppose, time. And her thing was the garden. Like she'd be in the
right.
garden anytime she could. She'd be out there doing something, tinkering about,
Which
planting.
is totally creativity, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. So, what are you going to make today, Koo?
Well, gardening is meditation in action, isn't it? So what I'm going to do, I've just got these bits of mat board, like from the scrap store actually, bits of mat board, and then I'm covering them with these, and then I'm going to be painting on the top of that with a like a light wash to make a background for. I'm actually going to paint angel faces because
Ah,
again,
that's nice.
I'm just in that frame of mind. You know what happened is a series of paintings I started, and she just popped up in my mind like a couple of nights ago. And I was like, oh, I didn't kind of go right down the whole road. You know, as an artist, it's easy to kind of jump about too much, or
Yeah,
as a creative person. Before you really get deep with something, it's quite important. It's like why these things, when they do 100-day projects, why they work so well, because you're kind of focused and you're doing it again and again, isn't it?
yeah, definitely.
And we don't normally give ourselves the time to do that.
I've
So
done.
I was just like
Sorry.
revisiting it, because obviously I had all my illnesses and stuff, and it was like I didn't then revisit it. So I'm just using PVA to stick it down, and then I have done some already that are almost dry. I did just roll over them with my computer chair by accident, so I've got to see if they're any good. But
That's well
so,
funny.
so what are you doing, Ruby?
So I came up, I don't know why, the other day I was doing something on the computer. It's been a real computer heavy work week this week, and I often feel quite
Oh,
frustrated, when it's a computer work week,
yeah.
because I like to do things with my hands and stuff. But um, so I was on the computer the other day and I had something that I was meant to be doing, and I'd wrote out a full plan of my whole day, timed it and everything. This is what I'm going to do at this time. This is what I'm going to do at that time. I do this every few months. I'm like, I've got a plan. This is what I'm going to do. And
You
then,
did. I think it's a bit more often than that.
dear,
Yeah.
and then I go, I'm not doing that plan. Why should I do that plan? Who are you telling me to do that
Yeah,
plan?
this is what we do though. It's like yeah, it's like some past self, and then present self goes, no.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. So
Yeah.
while I was rebelling against my plan, which I'd probably just told you about half an hour earlier, going, "Oh, it's amazing! I'm going to stick to this plan." Then I just was like, "Oh, I wanted to make prayer flags for ages. Prayer flags." Then I went on a Pinterest spiral, as you do, and a lot of them on there are all sewn, and I love
Oh
sewing
yeah.
stuff, but they take ages, don't they, sewing? Um, and that's fine, if you want to do a slow stitching kind of thing. But I just thought today I'm gonna do a little version of my own. So I've got these cards that have got
Oh yeah.
holes in. They're meant to be that way, but aren't they ugly?
So
Um,
so they were like you bought them like
but
that.
no, well, my friend gave them. She gave me a bag of stuff. She was having a clear out, and she went, "Oh, there's loads of stuff in there." And then I found
Ooh.
them, so I was like, "Oh, that's good." So I'm painting on the back of them because the
Yeah.
other side's quite shiny, and I've stuck washi tape across. Your washi tape, by the way, a little plug for the washi tape. Across, and then when the paint's dry, I'm going to peel that off, and then I'm going to stamp words in the middle.
Oh, nice idea. So what paints are you using?
So at the minute, I've got emulsion. So I'm using
Oh
pots
yeah.
of emulsion, um, and then just acrylic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll see. They might be terrible or they might be nice. We'll see what happens.
Oh, this is the nice thing about this time is that we're just playing.
Yeah.
And we like, so last week, I don't know if you know, sorry, did I shout then? Sorry, I got excited.
Last week.
Last week? I last week. Did I tell you about last week?
You need a moustache for that now.
Yeah, yeah. One of my characters from TikTok. No, last week Em joined in with us and was creating alongside. So sometimes when they disappeared from the chat,
Just dilutions. I'm just showing the watchers.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
So they joined in.
Yeah, and they were making. So when they disappeared from the chat, it's because they were focused on doing their making, and then they finished up, came back to the chat again, whatever. So
that's really.
But I don't know if they'll be able to join in this week because if we're doing a Thursday night, it's a little bit different. We're hoping that it suits people better, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe let us know. Maybe let us know if do you prefer a Thursday or a Saturday. We just thought though, didn't we? On Saturdays, people are busy with family time.
Yeah. Right, I think I got away with the rolling them over.
Oh, that's lucky. That's really lucky.
Oh, Buttes, we forgot to look at the time again. Now, do you think we should try and hit like an hour? Or are people liking the longer ones?
Who knows, Kate? But they can let us know. Do you like longer ones? Do you want us to stick to a specific time? Like we could.
Yeah, we can make a plan, Ruth.
Make a plan.
Make a plan. But you know what as well? Because I like to work in threes, as you know. The lucky number, the special number, the holy number, all of the things. And I was thinking, oh, I should just make one painting then. And I was like, I don't want to make one painting. Well, you're not going to get 3 done in an hour. That's what I was saying to myself. And I was like, so I'll have 3 unfinished ones then rather than making one. It's so funny, isn't it? What our little creative preferences are.
The thing is as well, I think actually you can get quite a lot done in an hour.
Yeah. Well, look at your painting last week. Oh, that was an hour and a half though.
Yeah, it was.
And my book.
Yeah, I did this challenge once because I was really frustrated. It's really interesting, actually. I've just listened to a podcast, Laura Horn, she's called, that I sent you. Yeah. She's an artist and her husband's a photographer, and he works.
Interesting.
I know, interesting, yeah. And he works in her business now. She does art courses and stuff. He works with her now. Right. And they were talking about having sacred time for painting. And she was saying, you know, she's an artist, but a lot of her time is taken up doing admin and social media and other stuff. And she was saying you've got to carve out your own creative sacred time, you know. And I was listening to it and I thought, actually, you think, well, I think, oh, I need a full day to make this thing, or I need at least 5 hours to make this thing. So once I did a challenge for myself. I set a timer for 15 minutes and I just had 15 minutes to make a mixed media thing in it. Yeah. And I ended up making cards. But it showed me that I didn't need hours to spend making. I could get my little quick fix of doing stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Which was good.
It was just another block.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I totally get that.
I think there's loads of things like that, isn't there, that just block you.
Oh, and that's the thing about it's like having the awareness, having the willingness to look at it, and decide differently, choose differently.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder how many times I can fit it into the conversation.
The willingness.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah, that's your challenge. We should have one of them siren-y things that come up on the screen.
Every time.
Yeah. But I actually really love our Wednesdays now recording because it forces me to go, no, this is a time I'm allowed to just play.
Yeah.
Which is really lovely.
Play, talk nonsense.
Yeah.
Be silly. Well, because this morning, I saw some of my grandchildren this morning, which was just divine, absolutely divine. And and I said, I need to be home for 12 because I've got an appointment. So then she said, what appointment have you got today, Mum? And I was like, I'm talking to my bestie on YouTube. But it's important, you know?
It is.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, Grace. Hello, Grace, if you're watching, darling. She really helped me with two things. One was when I was on my long journeys going to uni, it was an hour and 10 minutes drive each way. And it was exhausting. And she said to me, this is just a little side note, make your car your home. So put things in your car so you feel as soon as you're in your car, you're already at home. So put things in like change into your more comfortable footwear, change into different clothes if you need to, have your familiar things, your blankets, your music, some food, whatever, to make it feel like you're already at home. And it sounds quite bonkers, but it absolutely worked. It was just the most heavenly bit of advice. So there was that. And then the second thing she told me, which I can't even remember right now. Already I've forgotten it. What were we talking about, Ribs?
Carving out sacred time for yourself and for your creative practice, and that you don't need hours, and you was going to uni, so it took you an hour and a half to get to uni.
But that was just because it was another bit of advice she told me. It was
Oh.
just another brilliant bit of advice. What was the first bit that was connected to what we were actually saying?
What's he on about? We was
No. Now, see, if this was in our chat, I would just have to go back and listen to it, wouldn't I? Because this happens fairly frequently.
What was we on about? We was on about I don't know.
Oh, it's really frustrating, babes.
It is.
Oh no, that was it about the appointments, because I went right back to the grandchildren and the appointments, and she said to me, because I was like, you go to a lot of meetings, you have a lot of meetings. She's a phenomenal, well, she does lots of things, so I'm not going to put her in a box right now, but I said to her, and she said, some of those meetings are with myself or with my friends. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, if I'm having a phone call with a friend, I put it in as a meeting because it's as important as a meeting. And if I'm having some time for myself to, like we would say create, but hers wouldn't necessarily be creativity, but it was other nourishing activity, she would put it in as a meeting. And then it's almost like it holds the same weight and you value it as much. You know, you give it the same
important.
Yeah. And I was like, that is so useful. That is such a valuable piece of advice.
It really is. And that's exactly what they were saying today on that podcast. If you said that on a Thursday night, for 3 hours, I'm painting on a Thursday night because your kids are at clubs and your husband goes to the gym or whatever, that is a meeting with yourself. That's an appointment. And if somebody calls you up and says, "Oh, can I just pop round?" You say, "No, sorry, I'm busy. I'm doing something. I'm in an appointment. I'm in a meeting." Or because, and this is my take on it as well, that it's almost that thing of letting yourself down. If you don't respect your own boundaries around something like that, then you're letting yourself down, aren't you? And if you can't trust yourself to do that, then that I don't think it's really good.
Rubes, you want to listen to that, beauty, because you were so hard on yourself today when you didn't set to your plan.
Yeah, that's so true.
And it was about not trusting yourself to you. And I do it all the time. I mean, TJ only said to me this morning, I said, I'm so disappointed in myself because it's been half term and I could have spent more time with my grandchildren. But I have had meetings. I've had actual, like, as in meeting outside people, like business meetings, and I did have a little bit of energy. But shall I go on a story time, Robes? Is it time for story time? We need a little jingle.
Just check. Yes, it's story time. Story time with Gula. Story time with Gula.
Oh yeah, you're so great at you could just rhyme things on the spot, can't you? You make up whole songs sometimes. I don't know how you do it. Right, so story time is, I've already forgotten what the story time is. Yeah, I have. I've already forgotten it.
You were seeing the grandkids, you was feeling bad because you wanted to see the grandkids
And I
more.
had other meetings. Oh, yes, thank you. So um I had a reading this week myself.
Oh, yes.
Linda from Brisbane.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
probably doing her a massive disservice because she doesn't talk like this, but it was so nice to talk with her. And she was so kind and beautiful. And yeah, she was really sweet. Anyway, I said to her, I don't normally ask questions like this, but I said to her, can you see me moving? And she said, well, I only really like to go to, because she said, got any questions at the end, right? And she said, I only like to go 2 years in advance because everything's so variable. Just let everybody know, I'm just doing a watered down version of white on the back of these, just white acrylic paint. Because everything's so variable, we all have free will, blah, blah, blah. You can't predict whatever. But she said, but even if I look 5 years into the future, I can't see you moving. So instantly I went perp, because as you know, I don't know, anyway, because I can't see my garden. I can't sit and watch the birds from inside the house, from any window in my house. The only room that lets us do that is TJ's studio. And it's really important that she keeps that as a studio because her work is flipping amazing and it's really growing, and she's really grown as an artist. So I want to encourage that. That's paramount, really important. But so then, because she said we weren't going to move for 5 years, I was like, what the noggin am I going to do for my sit and stare time? Because I need more of that. And especially, even in our chat last week, there were some lovely ladies who also have a CFS-ME diagnosis, and they were talking about pacing and how you have to, and at my appointment time, they said about time that wasn't necessarily creativity, because even that uses energy, or hanging out with friends, obviously they all use energy, but time just to sit and stare. So I got a bee in my bonnet in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, as you do. And I thought, I'll move in my office in the garden, like my Hamid Dorset office, not my studio, so it's like the business end. I'm going to jazz it about so that I can put a chair out there and sit in the garden. And that's what I did. So I did use some of my energy doing that. But it's really, really important, and it's nearly there, isn't it, Rubes? I've got all the pretty bits to do now. The main thing of moving stuff and rehousing stuff and blah, blah. And obviously it's cold out there, but I'll just take a quilt, put on my little heater, and so I can sit and watch the birds. That's because that's really important. I don't know why I start telling you all that, but that's basically my week. And then I felt really bad because I chose to do that and spend my energy on that over seeing my grandchildren. And I am going to see them Friday. And I saw some today. But still, I felt guilty because, that's what we're supposed to do. Feel guilty, feel bad about ourselves.
But
But even with that awareness and knowing that about ourselves,
it's
like even
really
knowing
important, though,
that,
to...
what views?
Sorry. Go on. No, go on. You say what you were saying, and then I'll carry on.
I was just saying, even knowing that and doing the sort of work that we do and the sorts of things we advise other people, sometimes it's really easy to slip into that pattern of beating ourselves up, like you were about not being able to stick to your new plan, your new exciting thing. It's so easy. It's so ingrained in us.
It really is.
The work's, go on.
No, I was just saying it really is.
And maybe the work is just being willing to, having the willingness to be kind to ourselves.
Willing.
And to really, really recognize, what, we're doing our best.
That's all you can. Here we go. We say this as well every time. That's all you can do. You can only do your best with the knowledge, support, and stuff that you've got at the time.
Yeah. Knowledge, support, and tools.
It's really important, though, that you did that, because that's not only for your mental health, it's for your physical health, it's for your emotional health, it's for your spiritual well-being, it's for everything. It's not just about sitting and watching birds, is it?
No, it has a knock-on effect, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
they will benefit then from me being a better person because of it. Or, I'll be, like you say, physically, I'm just going on the floor. That's what my little heater is to dry these quicker rather than in my hairdryer.
While Cooler's down on the floor, let's talk about something else. Yeah, it is. It's for everything. It's for all that stuff. And do you know what? When we was chatting before we came on here, and Cooler said to me that you can't just jump into a plan. You've written the plan. You can't just jump into it straight away because you've already got things booked in. Which was frustrating me because I just wanted to get the plan done. And just by you saying that to me, you gave me permission, not that you needed to, but you gave me permission to go, oh yeah,
Yeah.
to start my plan next week.
Yeah.
And
what's funny is the part of you that's frustrated about not being able to do the plan is the part of you that made the plan and made the plan with the other people. Do you know what I mean? That meant you couldn't do the plan. Do you know?
Yeah.
I'm just learning that what I maybe should have done is a bit late now to work this out. Can you see how that's curved?
Oh yeah.
Now I'm going to be painting on that side, and really it would have been better if it was going to curve the other way.
Yeah. Why is it curved? Is it because it just got wet?
The grain, I don't know.
I think. Oh.
You think? Sorry. Did you do it? Did you?
Straight away.
Sorry.
No, because as soon as I said it in my head, I went, you stink. I was like, oh my God, don't say that. And then you did. Yeah, I think that since listening to that podcast today,
actually, I'm going to do these ones dark.
I'm going to start dedicating a day to you see, the thing is, it's different in it. Oh, here we go. Ready for story time.
Ruby story time. Tune in for Ruby story time.
Yeah, when you are creative in a creative business, that's your business, and you do all these things, it's a very different kind of creativity than doing your own personal practice, doing your own research on stuff that inspires you, that lights you up, going on these tangents of discovery for your own work. It's completely different to doing a creative business,
because the motivation for it and what's actually driving it is a very different.
Yeah.
When you're doing it for your business, it's to exchange for money.
Yeah.
Eventually, it might not start that way.
Yeah, and to help others as well. But when
as well. Yeah, whereas when you're doing it for yourself,
it's helping yourself, isn't it, to grow?
Yeah.
And I think we don't put as much importance on that as we actually should, really.
Yeah.
We put a lot of importance on all the other stuff. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go back. I used to have Fridays as my art day.
Yeah, you did.
And I loved it because it's like gave me permission for one day a week to just fully play and be inspired, and I'd maybe go out somewhere.
But doesn't it sound crazy, Rubes, that you've had to give yourself a day when you introduce yourself as an artist?
Yeah,
exactly. You have to give yourself a day. So yeah.
No, I know it's ridiculous, isn't it? But it's different because that's a day for that. Not that it is selfish, it isn't at all. But that's my selfish day of maybe going to an art gallery, or maybe.
What about can we change the language, Rube, so we can go? That's your day for nurturing the inner artist.
Yeah.
There's other days when you nurture the outer artist, the experience. or just there's something around that, because I think this could be a really good permission and an invitation for other people to
Yeah,
also be hearing this.
yeah, definitely. Because it,
It must be a catchphrase that's easier to remember it by, or you're good
yeah,
at
it'd
them.
be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, it, I'll have to reflect on that. But that's exactly what it is. It's nurturing the inner, isn't it? Where the
Yeah.
rest of your work in the rest of the week, I've not put my tape on.
Oh, how are
Is
they going?
all right. They're just on here drying at the minute.
Are you going to stamp your words, did you say?
Yeah, they're at the ugly bit at the minute.
Yeah. So I just want to say, so I'm going to do these three as, oh, the right old cockney came out there. These three,
Face free.
feed the birds,
Get some water.
get some water. Um, yeah, so these ones are going to be dark ones, dark backgrounds, and the other ones are going to be light backgrounds, although they will be quite grungy by the time I finish with them. But I'm just going to say that one of my favorite backgrounds to create is when you use keep all these scraps, because they'll be brilliant for either paper making or collage. Trouble is we keep all the scraps, don't we? Hands up who does that. Ooh. But is French ultramarine, is it called that?
Why is it French? I don't know. It
I
is
don't know why have I said
ultramarine, isn't
that.
it? Don't know. It's ultramarine, but I don't know why it's French, unless you got it in France.
You know what'll happen, Rubes, in a couple of, like, in 6 months' time, when I've been committed, not there's anything wrong with being committed, but you'll go, I saw it happening live on our YouTube. She couldn't remember the words. She kept losing her place. She was even more doolally than she normally is. Anyway, so this, and then a burnt umber on the top. It makes, especially if it's in oil colors, it makes such a deep, gorgeous
Mm.
glaze. It kind of makes a bit of a Payne's grey color. It's just beautiful. And obviously, if you're using glazes like glaze mediums, it it just makes them shine. I don't know. I think a lot of the old masters would use this, this technique.
Well, they were like the original kind of colours, weren't they, for the old masters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I really love it when you do something like that, but then you dry brush gold on certain
Oh,
parts of it. I
yeah.
really like that. Do you ever use that distress ink?
Oh, all the time.
I love
I used to
that.
sell them in my old craft shop.
Oh,
I've got
did
about
you?
20. You know what? They're really old, but they're still doing all right.
Yeah, they do all right, don't they?
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I
Right, I'm
really
switching
like
them
that.
out, Rose.
Are you drying them now?
Right.
She'll just go down into the basement under the table. Do do do.
Hi. Here's one I made earlier. Right, so I'm going to start drawing.
Did you see? You did see my snowdrop Z. My snow. Oh my god, I'm zine.
So beautiful.
Snowdrop girl. Wasn't she lovely? And I've
Beautiful.
been so like just so grateful. I've had quite a few orders of her.
I'm not
So
surprised.
yeah, so I'm really glad. And so what I'm thinking of doing is I've brought her up because I'm thinking
Oh,
each month of doing a different girl. So I'm going to do Bluebell Girl next, and I'm really excited
oh,
about that. I
for
think she'll
each
be
flower.
lovely. Yeah, and
So she's a print.
she's a watercolor print. Yeah, so I print her on Bockingford watercolor printer paper. Um, yeah, so I'm really excited. So next time I want to do Bluebell, and I'm thinking because I've got a Snowdrop zine to go with Snowdrop.
I was just going to say, that's what I was in my mind. I was like, hang on, how can this go together?
Yeah, so I'm
Because
going to
what a
make
lovely
Bluebell.
gift.
Yeah, really nice, eh?
Really
Last
nice.
year, I did all individual watercolor paintings of snowdrops because it took
Oh, I
me
remember.
ages. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, so these are nice because I use backgrounds of actual paintings that I've painted, and then do the rest digitally on the iPad, which is great in it. Honestly, and having an
Yeah.
iPad has changed my whole life.
Yeah. I love my iPad.
Oh, it's brilliant. I never thought I'd be able to use it. Like, you know, when I first got it, I
Really?
was like, yeah, I was like, what the heck? How do you do this Procreate thing? Yeah, I was proper confused. But you soon pick it up, don't you?
Yeah. Well, it's trial and error. We're very much trial and error. We're not
Yeah.
instructions people, are we?
No, not at all. And
Although I am
not
really
afraid.
grateful for YouTube for
Oh
instructions.
yeah, yeah. You can learn loads on there, can't you?
Because yeah, we're visual learners, aren't we? So we need to see it. And I remember when I was at not at uni, at college, and I was always the last in the class to do the project.
Mm,
But it always come out great, as in when we was being shown something in class, because I had to see someone else do it first before I knew it, because they could talk at me all they liked. I wouldn't know what they were saying.
yeah,
They could give me a printed list of instructions. I wouldn't know what it said.
yeah.
But when I saw it being done, so what's that called? It's like an experiential
Visual.
learner.
Is it? Is it a visual? Oh, I don't know. I was going to
Yeah.
say visual learner.
But learning by doing
Yeah. Oh, I do.
and by seeing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much like that. And I think not being afraid that you're going to break something. I think a lot of people
Yeah.
are afraid to experiment in case they ruin something, but
Yeah.
we're not like that at all, are we? So yeah, I'm excited about that. So I'm going to make a bluebell zine. And bluebells were my mum's favourite flower. When she was a little girl, her dad worked as a trucker, so he'd only come home every now and again. And he'd make sure that he'd come home when it was bluebell season, because there was like big woods full of bluebells, and he always took her to the bluebell woods.
Wait a
So
minute. So your dad wasn't always there?
no, not
I
my dad,
obviously
her
left at a certain
her
time.
dad. No, her
I'm so
dad.
sorry.
Yeah, when she was little, it was her dad was a trucker. No, my dad left when I was 7.
Yeah.
When I was 7. So yeah, she loved bluebells. So when she died, on her headstone, I got them to engrave "Tiptoeing Through the Bluebells in Heaven," and I was like, oh, so lovely.
Love that.
So yeah, I'll dedicate that one to my mum when I make that.
That's really nice, Robes.
What's your favourite flower?
Well, I can't pick a flower. I think I love things in the garden more for the foliage. I'm a
Yeah,
real foliage girl, yeah. And I like hellebores, or not hellebores, euphorbia. So I've got half a dozen different types of euphorbias, and because I just love the foliage, and some of it's like the real lime green, and some of it's a real bronze brown. That kind of, it almost looks like bronze, literally shining. I love that. And if you put them together, the bronze with the lime, oh, I love it.
oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. So you don't have a favourite one, or is it just
I
that's
don't
your
think
favourite one?
so.
No.
I love flowers like obviously roses and stuff. And I like all flowers. I couldn't pick one. It'd be like picking my favorite grandchild. Couldn't do it. Yeah. So what was yours?
I don't think I have one either.
It's too hard, Rubes, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I used to say it was lilies, but then when you get them inside, they stink
They really
and they make
do.
a right bloody mess, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Overpowering, aren't they?
yeah, really overpowering. But yeah, I don't think I have a favourite one. I mean, there's some that I don't like very
Like what?
much. I'm not very keen on tulips. I
Oh,
think they're all
they're one of my
right.
favourites.
Are they? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm just a bit like, it's a tulip. Like it just doesn't. They don't do anything for me. Or
What I think I love about them is that they're so brave and they just come out and stand there like it's snowing, but I'm going to be glorious anyway, darling. Yeah.
what else? Can't think. I better not say any others that I don't like. People will be offended. Why do you not like them? But I love delicate flowers. I think
Yeah.
so. Tiny flowers. I really love tiny flowers.
Like on Alyssum and things like that.
Yeah, and like on her
Forget me nots.
and forget me nots. Yeah, all the little tiny ones.
You know what? Because they're a bit like weeds or moss.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Whereas the tulip is just a flower, whereas you like things that are spreaders
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, because that's exactly it. A tulip's just one stalk in it, and
Yeah.
yeah,
My
yeah.
mum's not fussed on them for that same reason.
But having said that, I do like daffodils.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I wouldn't say I was like mad about them.
What about roses? We've got some roses that I have to try not to eat. I do kiss a lot of plants.
Yeah,
Do you?
roses. No, I don't kiss plants. No, I stroke them. I
Yeah.
like stroking things on my face. You know the pussy willow catkins?
Do ya?
Oh, I love that on my face. Yeah, it's so nice. Um, lavender, I think they're quite pretty. Some of them, not the
Oh.
French lavender, but the
Oh.
English.
What's the difference?
The French ones are the ones that are like darker purple, and it's almost like they've got lots of sprouty kind of flu foliage coming out of them, where English ones are just like they're like mini lupins, aren't they? Just like little.
Oh, right.
Oh, foxgloves. Now I am partial to a foxglove.
You know what? I
Um,
stopped having foxgloves because they're being, the old digitalis, aren't they? Because
yeah,
they're dangerous. So when the kids were little, I didn't have them, and I haven't gone back. But you know what? Actually, probably one of the main reasons about the flowers is because I don't have anything that the slugs like, because I can't be doing with that every year. I just can't deal with it. So rather
that's
than have a fight with slugs and have that every single day disappointment and heartbreak, I just don't have anything that they'll eat. And then I don't have to worry about it. So that's probably one of the reasons why I have lots of foliage and not so many flowers.
they're annoying, aren't they, the slugs?
Oh,
But the foxgloves last year, every day I went out and I watched the bumblebees in them, and I just it brought me so much joy. I
yeah,
just
they love
loved
it,
it.
don't they?
Yeah. And then last year I grew the courgettes, and that was driving me mad because the slugs kept getting them.
Yeah,
But
but the
then
courge, I do have some vegetables that but the courgette flowers, Rubes,
they're
aren't
gorgeous,
they
aren't they?
beautiful?
Yeah, they are.
You can eat them as well, apparently.
Yeah, you can. I stopped the slugs though by putting two peas and one peas all over the soil.
Did it work for you?
Yeah, it did. We got quite a few courgettes after that, which was
That's
brilliant.
interesting.
Yeah, because they don't like the copper, do they?
Yeah.
So I'll do
I
that
don't
again.
know. So are our coins actually copper?
The brown ones are, yeah. You
Are
know,
they
like
real
the
copper?
ones that
100%
move.
copper?
Don't know if it's 100% copper, but they are copper. Because that's why you say, oh, you got any coppers? Do
Well,
you,
I know, but I know like in oldie times that's what they
yeah.
were, but I
Um,
didn't know if they were still that.
well, I presume they must be because, yeah, it stopped the slugs going on them.
Yeah.
I'd love to grow loads of things, but it's just a bit of a palaver with all the pests, isn't it?
Well, I heard last year, I was listening to this podcast about growing, like, because it was like 2 years ago was the first time we grew home produce, whatever. And it was enough for like 3 dinners or something, even though
Yeah.
I cared for it all year round, that sort of thing. And someone said the amount of onions you'd actually need as a small family, you'd need an allotment like the size of, a football field or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
But it was like, I was like, oh, maybe it's not about, because, we want to kind of move more and more into self-sufficiency, don't we? Because they keep mucking about with our food and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going down the old Mooney. You know what I mean, don't you?
I do. And they do. Yeah, I worked it out for garlic, how many garlic bulbs I'd need. And I was like, in my little yard, where would I put them all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a lot. But I do think that you can grow some things. So, for example, like butternut squash, are quite expensive to buy
Yeah.
in the supermarket. So, if you grew your own butternut squash, you'd be saving a load of money. There's no point in growing loads of carrots because you can buy them for like
Yeah,
60
exactly. Or
bags.
tatties, really. But having
Yeah,
said that, they taste so different.
they do. They really do, don't they? And tomatoes, oh my
Oh,
God, they just taste incredible, don't they?
they taste incredible. And TJ made an amazing chutney, tomato chutney.
Did she?
Oh man, because you know what happens is you get like you wait and wait and wait for him to come, and then all of a sudden you've got so many
Yeah.
you can't eat enough of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they were just delicious. Proper sweet. I've never had anything like it from the supermarket.
You can tell we're getting into spring thoughts, and it is about officially. Someone said to me yesterday, "Oh, it's 1st of March, spring." And I was like, "No, 1st of March is not spring. It's like it's later than that, isn't it? The official spring. It's
Yeah.
about 34 days. Well, by the time this goes out, it'll be like 30 days. Oh no, it's going out tomorrow, isn't it? So
Yeah.
like Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20th, I think, spring. 20th of March.
Yeah. So are you making a new zine for that? Or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Q3. Crackers, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I better get on with that as well, haven't I?
Have you not started?
On my plan. It was on my plan. Let me look. Oh, it's on my plan.
You know what I'm wishing, and I might do it for the other ones, that I did patterned paper for the like collage,
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
So where's your blues now? Are they on the floor drying?
Yeah. Could be setting fire for all I know. If the dog starts smoking, I know why.
Oh, I want these to dry quicker. Patient. I'm not a very patient person at all.
They're looking nice though, Beauty.
In there, aren't they? Look.
Yeah. Can you hold it up? Oh, they're looking cute. So are they going to have is it a particular purpose or is it?
They were just going to be like, I was just going to put things on them like hope and love and joy, and then hang them all by a string with the little holes and stuff.
Just because,
yeah, can you see on my fireplace? I've got the ones from Christmas still up, which are mushrooms and stars. So I want to take them down and replace them with something.
Yeah.
So yeah, these will replace them.
So what are they, like spring ones?
No, not spring, because the colours are not spring, are they? But just little reminders do you know what I mean? I like having little reminders about.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good. It works, don't they? Affirmations like that.
Oh yeah, they do.
Right, I'm just finding my cupboard.
All right. I printed off a big affirmation thing and I've stuck it up in the kitchen. So every time I make a brew, I read it out loud.
Oh, sorry, darling. I missed all of that. Tell me again.
All right. I was just saying, I did a printout of an affirmation thing, and I've stuck it up in the kitchen. So every time I go make a brew, I read it out loud. Because it's there.
That's a nice idea.
Because if it's somewhere you're not going to see it very often, it's pointless, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the toilet's a good place for that sort of thing sometimes, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is.
Think about there.
They look quite Christmassy, Coo, with that round spotty paper.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Oh, making this up as I go along now. Oh, you've not got Netflix, have you?
What is it?
Do you have Netflix?
No.
Oh, there's Tom and I watched a program on Netflix. It's really good. Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's his life story. Oh my God, how incredible. He really used the law of attraction before he even knew what the law of attraction was. And it was fantastic. So from a young boy, he everything that he did was law of attraction stuff, affirmations, visualization, all this stuff, but he didn't know he was doing it.
But is that because he was kind of trained in athletics and that?
No, he went. So he said that his dad was really competitive. Everything was a competition between him and his brother all the time. And he didn't really get that much praise anyway. So he was already competing, if you will, again, but for normal stuff. Do you know what I mean? He used to make them compete to like pick the mum a bunch of flowers, who could pick the best flowers and stuff like that, which sounds a bit odd.
It's
Anyway,
hell, isn't it? Isn't that just
yeah,
hell?
it's a bit mean, isn't it? That when you're a
It's
little
so
boy.
mean.
But once they went into town, into this the nearest city kind of town, and there was a movie poster outside of, was it Hercules? I think it was Hercules. Anyway, Arnie went in and watched this thing. This
Arnie,
film. Arnie, yeah,
your mate
my
Arnie.
mate Arnie. He went in and watched this film, and he was so inspired that there was this guy with this body like he had and stuff, and that's how it all triggered. So he had all pictures on his wall of this guy. I can't remember the actor's name. And he said his mum was a bit worried about him because other boys his age had all girls on the wall and stuff. And he had all these bodybuilders. But every day he'd like visualize he was going to be like that, and he was going to be the best, and he was going to be Mr. Universe and this, that, and the other, Even from a really young age, he was doing all this.
That's amazing.
Before he knew. It was incredible. And then he did the same thing. He got to be the best in the world. And then after that, he did the same thing with being a movie star. And if you've not seen it, if anybody watching's not seen it, watch it, because it's really inspiring. And it just reminded me of the power of our thoughts, what we can create and what we can do.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. So that was
like
really
from nothing.
Yeah, from absolutely nothing. And he didn't speak any English. He had a weird accent, all this stuff that they said, you'll never make it. But he did.
Yeah.
So good. So it was a really good show, that. I like things like that.
Yeah. Well, a good news story is always welcome, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And inspiration.
Yeah, without a doubt. Oh, I've just ripped the paint off. That's because I wasn't patient. I didn't wait. I just pulled it.
Oh. Have you got enough? You've got plenty?
Yeah, I've got plenty, yeah. I'll just touch it up with my paint.
Can I show you what I'm excited about creative wise this week, Robes?
Oh yeah, go on.
Well, as you know, I've recently been able to find some little. Oh, that one's gone. Oh no, I've lost it, Robes.
Have you lost your earring?
Yeah. Anyway, I
Is it when you went down?
No, maybe it's in the shower. I couldn't find. Sorry, changing subject completely. But I couldn't find any earrings that didn't hurt, could I?
No.
You have that as well, don't you?
I do.
What's the one in your nose? Because I've had my nose pierced twice, and both times I had to take it out because it's so irritating.
Surgical steel.
That's surgical steel.
Yeah,
and I didn't even know to get that. Like back in the 80s. That's surgical steel as well.
Yeah. So they're all right, but anything else, no go.
Can't do it. So exactly, I was a real earring girl. I loved earrings all the time, blah blah, and to the point where I used to make earrings and stuff. And then my ears just started. I don't know why. Why would they suddenly start going when you get older? I don't know.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Maybe we'll ask Arnie. He'll have an answer for us.
He'll be back with the earrings.
Because I was thinking he's placing himself now as, an inspirational person. It's just, another layer to what he's creating. Anyway, and then I can't remember who told me, one of my girls, I think, said to me, have you tried the surgical steel? And I didn't even know. Anyway, I got some, and it's brilliant. I don't even know. So then I was like, this is amazing. I can go back to wearing earrings again, and I can start because I couldn't make my earrings and list them before and not be able to wear them. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yes.
I was like, so but now that I've got the surgical steel and I can buy the surgical steel fittings for my earrings, I've started getting them out again. So I'm just going to show you a couple like what they're like.
Oh, I'm excited.
But is it? Well, they won't be your thing at all. I don't think, Rubes. They're really wild. They're quite 80s inspired, really, and they're very big, but they're really lightweight. So, and I just got boxes for them, which I'm really excited about because I think it shows them off better.
They're gorgeous. Why wouldn't I like them?
Well, I don't know. So they're alcohol inks on acrylic with a resin top. These ones are wild.
Now they are wild.
They're really wild. I've got loads and loads. Like I've got 3 trays worth.
Oh, come on, show us. Show and tell. What are
You
the
don't need to
green
see them all,
ones?
but
What are the green ones? Oh, they're lovely.
I love all the colours, all of the colours for all of the things. And obviously I've got some pastel ones as well. But I'm gonna
Nice.
over the week, like I'm gonna
Show me them green ones, Coo, in the corner. Put
these
your
ones
tray
I'm in.
back down. Yeah, them ones. What are them ones? Oh, they're beautiful.
They really are pretty. Well,
They're
you know what it's like.
lovely.
Say so yourself, or whatever. So there's those, and then and like lots of different ones, but they're not made. These are my hair clips as well.
Oh, they're cute.
But they're just drawing on drawing with pens on acrylic bars and things, and but I didn't have a way to kind of package them, to put them out there.
Yeah.
But now I do, and it's really exciting.
So you've got your boxes coming, or have they arrived?
I've got them now. I just need to do it all. I need to do all the photographs, which is really hard at this time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, the lights.
Like you've got like between 11 and 1 really to take photographs, haven't you?
Yeah. And then
outside of that is tricky.
That's why I got myself that daylight light, which is above me. I mean, I can make it brighter, but look at my forehead. Oh, it's shining. Because it's so hard, isn't it, in the daylight to take pictures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, but so tell me about your earrings. So you're going to list them, are you, on your website?
You know what I am? Because it's called Handmade Dorset, I wouldn't have mixed all these things up, but now I'm like, what does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Do you know what I mean?
Doesn't matter at all. It's all from you, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, or TJ, obviously.
Yeah. All from Handmade Dorset HQ.
Yeah.
So you're gonna I'll put that on, actually, it's a bit dark. You're gonna put them on the website this week, are you? Or next week?
Yeah. Well, hopefully by the weekend. And my daughter Imogen and my daughter-in-law Jade, they're gonna come and model for me.
Oh, that'll be
yeah, just like, because I've got one of those, those acrylic kind of, it's just like a stick, and you can put the earring in and you can hold it near your ear to sort of see what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't put them actually in their ears, but yeah. So, but you know what it's like, Ruby? We're so good at starting new things. And so I've got to be a little bit careful that I don't just go straight down that road. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this one for her hair.
I think they're gorgeous. I love them. And if you're doing them with surgical steel, Coo, I'll definitely have a pair off you.
Oh, thanks, yes.
Yeah, without a doubt, because I think this sounds a bit weird, or not. I think I look prettier when I've got earrings in.
I do.
Yeah, it does something to you. It balances your face or something, or
yeah,
it does something better for your head.
Better for your head.
Better for your head.
Funny robes.
Yesterday, talking about better for your head. Yesterday, I was in town and I thought, I'm going to see if I can get some clear mascara. I don't very often wear makeup unless I'm going somewhere, fancy. When do I ever go somewhere fancy? But you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And I just thought, I used to really like wearing clear mascara years ago. It just gave me a little bit of an internal boost of that my eyes felt more open, or something
Yeah.
anyway. But I haven't bought makeup for a long time. So I went into town and I started looking at the different mascaras and stuff. Um, and then there was this vegan one, and I thought, oh, I'll look at that. But it had no ingredients on the label, which straight away made me go, this is sketchy. So
Yeah.
I asked the woman that worked in the shop, I won't say which shop it is, a supermarket, not a supermarket, like a branded chain.
Superdrug. Yeah.
Maybe, maybe it was there. And I said, where do you find the ingredients? And she was like, oh, they're on the thing. I said, they're not. And then she started reading me what was on the thing. I was like, they're not the ingredients, though. So she said, oh, you'll have to look online. So I stood in the shop for ages. There's a great website. I don't know if you know it, it's called Skin Deep. And you can put in any ingredients in any kind of cosmetic, body products, anything into this thing. And it has a traffic light system of green, amber, or red. If it's green, it's not toxic at all. If it's amber, there's a couple of maybe. If it's red, don't ever buy it.
Don't even go there.
Don't even go there. So I went through all the ingredients, and in my head already I was like, I don't even know why you're bothering. It's going to be full of crap. They're always full of crap. You always let yourself down. You always do this. This is the dialogue I've got in my head.
Yeah.
And I looked through all the ingredients, and I was like, oh, actually, it's not. It's all right. I was so excited. So
yeah,
I got myself some clear mascara, and I haven't tried it today because I do feel really tired. But I'm going to try it over the next few days. So that'll be fun. Tom was like,
really exciting.
It is, because there's certain little things. Oh, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole now.
Tell us what make it is before you go down your rabbit hole.
It's got Barry M. It is.
Oh, Barry M. Okay.
Clear one.
All right.
I didn't check the other ingredients in the other mascaras, but it's the clear one.
Yeah.
So it's vegan, cruelty free, and yeah, it's not got any toxic, like bad toxic stuff in. Yeah, so I found it really difficult when we started off this whole journey of not having anything, toxic chemicals and stuff on our bodies or whatever.
Yeah.
I found it so difficult because back then, it was a long time ago in Bethlehem, and
I'm just gonna say
it. And it didn't. There wasn't anything, and at that point, I loved wearing makeup. I loved going and buying bubble bath. I loved all that stuff because it made me feel really girly. So there's been so many times where I've gone and then I've been like really disappointed because there's nothing. And so to get it, I don't need clear mascara, right? My eyes are lovely. They're all right as they are. But it's little things that just give you a little boost sometimes, don't they?
I'm just really interested to hear. There's so much conversation, which obviously this isn't the place for it, and neither of us know enough about it, but it's just interesting to hear you say it made you feel girly, and what does that mean? And do you know what how and why? And because all of those things have changed now, or at least it's how we were kind of indoctrinated to think about some things. Do you know what I mean? It's already changed. It's just interesting. But I mean, and I know what you mean. It's like sometimes I know some people that wear high heels because it makes them feel empowered and sexy and all those sorts of things. And I'm like, so you put your body in pain, but that makes you feel sexy. Yeah, I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Because if my body was in pain, I would not be feeling sexy.
But I think so. My sister, she was a real glamour puss when she was like in her 20s, and she had really high heels, and her feet were disgusting. They were so like pointy, you know, at the front from wearing high heels. But
Yeah,
she said after a bit you get used to it, and I just thought I never want to be used to it. Like she put me off high heels forever.
yeah, I'm
Um,
sure.
I tried wearing them once, and I was like, I can't even do it. But yeah, it is an interesting conversation, that isn't it? What, and I think it will be different for everybody that answers it. What makes you feel
Yeah,
girly? What makes you feel pretty? What makes you feel empowered? They're all different things, but similar.
yeah.
Um,
And again, that's having the willingness to think about those questions
willing.
and reflect on them, because sometimes our answers to those questions are running the show of you, and sometimes it's not actually helpful because they are blocking your intelligence, really. They're blocking, they might, like for instance, short hair, you know, on a big fat lesbian, it's a bit like, what does that mean? You know, and I had stories about what that would mean. And TJ's really had a hard time with it because she liked me being more girly.
Yeah,
All of it is really interesting.
yeah, it is really interesting.
Right, you can sit back for a minute. She's looking pretty cute.
Ah, look at her. She is looking cute.
I don't think I'm going to get all three of them done. Like I said, it might be something that I'll show next week or something.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Well, you'll probably show yours all strung up on your mantle next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because they're taking a while to dry, some of them, and I'm making a mess of some now because I'm going over when they're not completely dry.
Oh, that's frustrating.
It is.
What
Um,
are you painting now? You're just painting white in there?
just painting white because I'd smudged paint into the white bit, but I've made a balls up of that one because it's gone all purpley. But whatever, it's fine.
Well, I can't really see from here. And that's something else we were thinking about, wasn't it? Because we noticed on the video, I don't know if you saw it on your channel, Rubes, but on mine it said it was SD rather than HD, but apparently it's a setting
Oh
you can
yeah.
choose in Zoom. We should have
Oh,
done it before we started,
should
probably.
have. I didn't do it. I don't know where it is. Where is it, Coo? Do you know?
I don't know, but I did Google it and it was quite easy to find the answer.
Right. And
So,
we're already recording now, so I'm guessing you can't change it while
yeah,
you're recording.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it?
So, but that's something to think about. But at the same time, it's not just to see what we're doing. You know what? I was watching someone yesterday, just made me remember something. And she was just doing I actually had it on in the background when I was sorting out some of the stuff in the office, you know, when I was getting my little garden room area
Yeah.
of the office sorted out. So it was on in the background, just keep me company, really. A bit like this is hopefully for some other people. And she was just doing some like backgrounds, abstract backgrounds, you know, just with different paints, just like we would or whatever. I forgot to put a neck on this one. Bummeroo. Never mind, your necklace. And she had a camera coming down, straight down. She had another camera coming down from over in the corner. She had a camera on her face so she could talk and smile to the camera or whatever. And then she had a camera on the wall where she was putting things up after and I was like, and they all seemed to be like filming the same bit at the same time. It was seamless. And I was like, because honestly, it takes us 20 minutes to get all our cameras working and right, doesn't it, Rube? And we're
Yeah.
like, oh, hang on, that's coming across my face. Or actually, you've done that really good now. Because for a bit, you had a bit across there, but it's worked brilliant,
I've
Ruby.
moved. It's because I've moved the things. Look, it's there. So I
Ah,
moved my camera
you
on
just
my
turned it down a
computer
bit.
down, and I've put that angly thing on the other side.
So it's just all learning, isn't it? When you know these sorts of things. And I think we were a bit quicker this time to sort
Yeah,
it through.
definitely. Yeah.
But the only thing we hope we've done right, we won't know until it's all finished, is that we're under each other properly. So our own hands are under each other, because in the last one it was switched.
Yeah, that was weird,
So
wasn't it?
for me, looking at this video now, I've got Ruby under me, but it's recording on Ruby's computer, and she's got herself under herself and
Yeah,
me under me. So fingers crossed, it's right.
I think it should be. I'm just going to get my ink pad.
But it's just all learning all these different things and being willing to try new things all the time. Yeah.
I know, because I think, I mean, I didn't.
Oh,
I
Nobbit.
didn't know until I started actually making YouTubes myself how much different stuff goes into making them. You know,
Oh,
I used to think that, oh, you just rock up and turn the camera on and that's what
yeah,
you do, you know. But
yeah.
there's so much more in there. And I remember once having this lady, and she sent me a message and said, I really wish you'd make more videos. I don't think you make enough videos. And I thought, you're recording and then editing, and it takes probably a good day's worth by the time you've done all the bits and pieces.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, it's just that going back to that thing again, trying to fit everything in. And
Yeah.
if your thing is, well, I want to spend my time painting, but you've already got one day out of your week doing videoing and recording.
Can I just say, on what planet do you rock up to someone else's video and tell them how you want it? I don't get it. It's like, well, tough. This is my life, my business, my channel. Knob off. No, I don't get it. Or, or do that. You should do. It's very different. People's how they present something to you. So, for instance, right, I know my sound is a little bit muffly. I need to buy a mic at some point. One day I will, if I can or whatever. And someone could come in the comments and say, right, you do it as a praise sandwich, don't you? I really enjoyed your video. However, I did find the sound a little bit difficult to hear. And then offer a solution. Don't just go there and say, because they could turn up and go, well, I couldn't hear that at all. Of course, they come from the East End if they're watching my videos. Or Essex or whatever, I don't know. There's different ways of saying things to people, and I just can't get my head around someone telling you how to do your thing. I wouldn't dream of it.
No, I wouldn't dream of it either. But I think it's having that self-awareness, isn't it? That hang up. So there's a lady that I used to love watching her videos, but I think she started watching an American lady who I also watch. And
Yeah.
every now and again she talks normally for a bit, but then she'll go and she's from England and she does it like that and it's
Oh,
constant. I can't watch her anymore. Even though I really love her content, I can't watch her because it irritates me so much. Now I would never think about going on her video and saying, I can't watch you anymore because you irritate me because you do this weird thing when you say and. I wouldn't do it.
yeah.
It's my trigger. It's my thing.
It's your intolerance.
Yeah. It's not her. She can do what she wants to say, whatever she wants, however she wants to say.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? But I think some people don't have that self-awareness of, right, this is my thing here. Like you say, there's different ways of saying stuff, isn't there?
There's so different ways, because obviously constructive criticism, I am so bad at taking criticism. I'm rubbish.
Yeah, I am.
I get completely offended and then I mull on something for days because, I have that rejection sensitivity to the 10th degree or whatever. It's ridiculous. It's infuriating, actually. I wish it wasn't like that. And yeah, people's ways of saying things, it's because, as well, let's face it, who would come up to you in the street and go, you shouldn't walk like that.
Yeah.
You're walking too fast. Can you stop now, please? Can you just pan slower for me, please? Because you're walking too fast. Can you imagine? And I suppose do people think that because you put yourself out there, it's like going, hello, I'm here, please criticize me all you can?
Yeah.
No, we're just trying to spread some love.
It's funny, isn't it? It's really funny.
It's so weird.
I always think that about social media as well. I've said this to you before, but I think it's worth saying for everyone listening.
Yeah.
That in a normal day, your front door and your back door's not open. and a constant stream of people are coming in going, look at my dinner, look at my child, this is what I've done, look at what I've made, all day.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, get out, wouldn't you? But you put your phone on, that's what it is, a constant stream. So you've got to really protect your own.
Well, and you have to ask the question, why do you need to show the world, not just your next of kin, not just your best friends or your neighbors? Why do you need to show everybody your child, your dinner, your blah, blah? Why do you need to show those things? We have to show certain things because we have a business and we're trying to sell the things. But why do you need to show and share your personal things?
I think I do it because I want to inspire other people. So when I share my food, like, because I'm vegan, I share my vegan
But
food.
you're showing it as part of your business.
Yeah, I want to
It's
share
really
it.
different.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, because not if I didn't have a business, I wouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? I don't think
but we've done so many times. We've gone back to, if we supposing we just a great big pot of money just dropped in our laps and we didn't have to think about money ever again, we would still be on social media trying to inspire people and trying to be light and to spread the light and to, because that's what makes us happy. So we would still do that, but I think it's dangerous when you need the numbers, when you need the
validation.
Yes, that's the word.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's also going back to people saying stuff on your things. I mean, I'm really blessed and lucky that I have an amazing customers. I have amazing fans. It feels weird saying fans, but I have amazing people that follow my stuff, and it is very, very rare that anybody says anything to me. I'm really lucky and grateful for that. But if somebody does, even if it is in such a way of they're probably not thinking about how it comes across, you take it on board and you internalize it, and then you start questioning your own.
Hang on, Ruby, I just need to feed it back to you. Hope this is okay to say.
Yeah.
So, like, if we were in a counselling session or something, so you said you started off talking. Hope this is okay to say. I'm live on our chat thing. So when you started talking, you were saying about you using I statements, and then as soon as it got uncomfortable, which it is uncomfortable, you said, "But you take it on board. You take." You know what I mean? And you weren't talking about me. You were just talking about people in general, because people in general do it. But it was just interesting to know how uncomfortable it must have been for you in order for you to swap.
That's weird. Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, people do it all the time. Using I statements is a really powerful thing, isn't it? Because it's so easy to place something outside of yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, sorry, I just and the reason I said that was because it might be helpful to somebody else to notice that and to see when you have an example of something in action, it can often teach better than trying to tell somebody about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
carry on.
That's brilliant.
Absolutely. It's hard not to take it on board and to if you're anything like me, I would play it again and again in my mind.
Yeah, I do. And then you start feeling like you're a bad person, or you feel like we really try to just show up and do the best that we can without microphones and without this, and eventually we might get this stuff. And like in the beginning, I couldn't even speak to camera. I was so embarrassed about speaking to camera, and now I can. And it's amazing that I managed to get that lamp last month, and all these different things and stuff. But I think the most important thing is that we and other people are just trying the best, and they're just showing up. And that's the most important thing. And I've gone off on a tangent. I can't remember what I was saying before. Anyway,
I've got something else to say. When you said as well about your customers, I'm so blessed that my customers are so lovely and da 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 da. That's like attracts like.
Yeah.
Of course, your customers are lovely because you're lovely. So you're going to get that. I mean, yes, there's going to be the odd knob that comes in and behaves in an unkind way because it's humanity, and we want the shadow as much as we want the light sometimes. But yeah, that's karma.
Yeah, it is totally, isn't it? It
Yeah,
really is.
you put in the work, beauty, you're getting the rewards.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, it definitely is, and I do wonder that quite a lot about, I was in an Etsy group. I've left it now. And a
Oh,
lot
the
of
Amoni one.
yeah, they just complain all the time, these people,
Yeah.
about their customers asking for things, and it's not even asking for anything crazy. And I just think they're your customers. They're the reason that you're in business. You just
Yeah.
do your best for them. Do you know? So yeah, I've left that.
But it's frustrating. Oh, anyway, let's not go down that whole road.
No,
We could get in
that's
trouble.
we're getting in a moan again.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Right, Koo, can you think of any other words that can fit on my thingies? Because I'm stuck. I've got peace, hope, love, joy, and
So
kind.
nice. Well, you can't fit willingness on there, can you?
No,
Can you write blessed? Is that too long?
I can try. I could maybe bless.
Yeah. Heart.
I do have littler stampers actually that maybe I should have started with. I do quite like these though.
I love them.
I think we should be finishing off very soon, Koo, because it's 2:45. So I think we've probably been on a while, haven't we?
No way. I'm so far away from getting this done.
This
Oh,
episode
blimey,
is
what have I
extra long.
started? What is it?
I was saying this episode is extra long.
Good grief. 2:45. What time do we start?
You know, it's just after 1, I think, when it like 1:15 or something, maybe.
Oh my goodness. So it is longer.
Bless fits on, but not blessed.
Okay.
But that's where I'm up to. So they're cute,
They're
aren't
really
they?
nice. And out of nothing, really.
Exactly, yeah. Just some bits of tags and some
Look
paint.
what I've done. I've cut one for the same side rather than cutting it for the opposite side.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Right, show us yours, Koo. What are you up to now?
Right. What have we got here? So I like her so far. I'm really looking forward to working into her.
Yeah,
And I probably will put words up there or whatever. She's looking a bit weird at the minute, but she'll change a lot, I'm sure. And this is a short haired angel. I suppose, whatever. Wait and see what happens there. And then I've just got my 3 that I haven't even done the second coat of, like the raw umber on yet. I went just to. Should I quickly go over one just to show you?
Go on.
What a difference it makes having that on there. Oh, too thick. Oh, love it. I've said that a lot. I'm sorry if it's offensive.
You have? Is that your catchphrase for this week?
Yeah.
What are you doing with the rest of your day, love?
Well, I do need to rest a lot because I've had a busy week and I've been sick quite a bit this morning. So sorry if there's anybody that's got that thing where they don't like hearing that. That'd be Emily. Right, so I would wipe some of that off if I had a cloth, if I was organised. But maybe I should finish these. Oh, it's sunk in really quickly.
Oh, it has, hasn't it?
But can you see kind of I don't know if you can see it.
It
makes it so much deeper than just mixing that colour, having the 2 colours in there. And then I'll do a similar thing on the top, I'll do angels on there as well. So this is going to be my little angel.
That's nice. It'd be good as well. Have you got any gold leaf?
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of gold leaf. We like a bit of gold leaf, Koo.
Yeah. So it's a start. We started.
Yeah, I think it's good. We hope that you've enjoyed spending however long it's been with us again. And we just love doing it, don't we?
We really do, and we really love the catch-up time, chatting to people in the chat and everything. We really love that, and obviously want to encourage more of that and encourage more of making while we're making. And you know, at any time, people aren't going to want to say anything negative now, and after what we've said. But if you've got any feedback, then please, you know, ways that you think it would be better or ways that it would serve you more, then just give us a shout because we're totally open for it, aren't we, Robes?
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
Um,
like we said though, there's a difference, isn't there? You know, if you said, "Oh, please, will you tell us all the different materials you're using?" because that's helpful. That's
yeah,
different in it than going,
yeah.
"You two, you are disgusting because you say knob."
What if we get a real cockney person in the chat? They'll go, I don't talk like that. What you want about? Get out of my pub. We're such donuts.
Here we are. Right, lovelies. We'll see you
Yes.
again next week for another
Yeah.
cooler ruby making session.
Yeah. And in the meantime, find us on social media in the usual places. And if you want to ask us any questions, whatever, just put them in the comments below.
Yes,
On
do.
either channel, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we answer on both, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't forget to click the subscribe button because that helps us be seen by
How have we not remembered
people.
to say that?
Just remember
Please subscribe and share it. Or
yes.
I think even if you press share, like or copy the link, and you don't actually even paste it anywhere, I still think it counts. YouTube
Oh,
still
does
goes,
it?
oh, this is worth sharing. Yeah, so please
Oh, that's
like,
good.
share.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then,
And even if you
then
put, go on, sorry,
I
Beauty.
was just going to say, then the more people that can see it, the more people we can help and inspire. The dog.
All right. So take care. Have a lovely rest of the week and enjoy your weekends. Ciao.